Hey, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Bolt City Podcast. Dave Palais, Josh Palais, Mario Heron, as we talk to you on a Thursday night as the Chargers get ready to go to Green Bay to take on the Packers. A lot of excitement to, of course, break down the game. But, guys, big news coming out of the Charger, newsroom would be that the Chargers, as far as possible head coach, could be Bill Belichick. And so I don't know how crazy that sounds to you when you hear that. Does that make sense? Is it something you want? Josh, I'll start with you. Your initial reaction when you hear the rumors that Bill Belichick could be coming to the Chargers.
Nope. Don't want it. Don't want it at all. When you hear the rumors, it comes out. Don't want it. Not even a little bit. It comes out that he wants to be the GM as well. Well, let's look at his track record. Tom Brady, amazing. The greatest player of all time, drafted at the end of the 6th round, right? Is that the thing? He had 6th round pick. 199, best pick of all time. Everything else since then, ass. Everything's been ass since then. He is a horrible GM. He's a terrible evaluator of talent. Right now, we're watching the Thursday night football game, and Ozzie Newsome, they're talking about how great he is at picking talent for the Ravens. Everything great that Ozzie Newsome has done talent-wise, Bill Belichick has been the opposite. There's no way I want him to be part of the Chargers. You always talk about on the show, Dave, you want an offensive head coach. This is an offensive league.
Yep.
He obviously cannot win without Tom Brady. He's Greg Popovich without Tim Duncan. It's the same thing. He can't win without the best player in the world, and I don't want him on the Chargers, not even a little bit.
Couldn't agree with you more. I'm all set. Thank you very much. I don't want Bill Belichick. Maybe this is the only way I'd consider it, and this would be the only way. If it's Tom or if it's another GM, they stay in as GM. Bill Belichick does not have a chance to be a GM, does not have a chance to draft players because his drafting is just not very good. You guys said it perfectly, Josh. Yeah, his drafting sucks. It sucks. It's not very good. The Patriots haven't been the same since Tommy Boy left. McDaniels even leaving has affected him. Also, just in that manner, picking offensive coordinators, he took a defensive coordinator and put him on offense. I don't want that for the Chargers. I don't want that for the Chargers at all. Also, wouldn't it be the most Charger thing of all time for the greatest coach in NFL history to go to them and suck? Like, that would be the most Charger thing of all time. Like, that would be the just bow on the whole thing of everything that's happened to the Chargers. I am okay. Bill Belichick, you can go somewhere else. You can go to Washington. You can go to the Raiders. You can go to the Bears. I'm okay. I'm all set. You've had a great career. Hang your hat on that. Go ahead. You're going to Canton anyways. Sit back, relax, pour yourself some whiskey.
I am very surprised by both of your answers. I thought for sure both of you would say, bring him in. I just can't believe it. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I will say this for anyone who's wondering. Bill Belichick is 81-96 without Tom Brady. All right, so he's 15 games below 500 without Tom Brady. So the question was, who's responsible for the Patriots' success? Is it Belichick or is it Tom? Right now, you got to say it's Tom. Tom left and won a Super Bowl with a whole nother team in Tampa. So right now, a couple things with Bill Belichick. One is he might be the greatest coach of all time, right? He's only a few years away, if he gets the opportunity, to breaking Don Shula's record as the winningest coach of all time. And he knows it. He wants that record, right? I think he's 20-something wins away from getting that mark. He wants it. I mean, we all know that he has a little bit of an ego, even though he acts like he doesn't care about anything in the world. Here's the craziest thing to think about. If Bill Belichick came to the Chargers, you know Josh McDaniels would be his offensive coordinator, right?
Which I might be
100%.
For.
What?
Which I might be for. Like, okay, I don't hate him head coach and that OC. I hate him as a GM. That's the part that scares me is I don't want him as GM. As a head coach, you could flirt with me on it. But like as a GM, I'm really, really all set.
I'm with you. I'm with you right there. I don't want him as the GM because he's proven he puts together the worst rosters over and over and over again. He is a terrible GM. For him to not understand he's a bad GM, he should literally say, hey, I'm interested in going to the Chargers. Or I told Josh, I think the team he wants to go to is the Giants. But if he ends up with the Chargers like the rumors are, it would be interesting to see, does Tom Telesco keep his job? Because overall, someone asked in our YouTube questions, are the Chargers that cheap when it comes to hiring head coaches? And my answer back, the more I thought about it, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Josh is checking and said, you're damn right they're cheap. I don't know if the Chargers are cheap or if the Chargers get GMs that say, I can't afford to bring a head coach in with a bigger name and bigger ego than I have. I need to be the guy in charge at all times. I can't have a guy underneath me that's more popular than I am.
Isn't the goal to win? Who gives a crap? Let's win. Let's bring in a coach that gives you the best chance to win. Okay. So if that's the guy that's the best chance to win, whether it's him as, if it's Telesco's the GM and a great head coach, let's do that. And I'm with Mario on McDaniels being the OC and Belichick being the coach. It's a winning combination. It's proven to be a winning combination, right? But if he's the GM, I'm totally not for it. It just does not work. He's not good at it. And I disagree with you 100% on him wanting to go to the Giants. He should have learned from this year that he can't win without a quarterback. Why would you want to go to the Giants? You want to work with DJ over there? You want to work with Daniel Jones? That looks fun. No, I would never want to work with Daniel Jones. And then you hear Dan Orlovsky say, Belichick loves LA. He does. I think the last thing anybody would want to see is Belichick walking in biker shorts along Venice Beach. Nobody wants to see that. There's a reason. There's a reason he wears a hood everywhere he goes, man. He doesn't want to show that off. I just don't see it. I don't know how Dan Orlovsky got this rumor. I know a lot of people have said it the last few days that he wants to go to LA, that he's a fan of the LA weather. Okay. So am I. So is everybody else. It doesn't mean anything to me. If the Chargers are smart, they could bring him in as a coach, but not the GM. Just be the coach. Just worry about winning the games on the field. Don't worry about the evaluation of the players.
Not to mention, like, if he goes to the Giants, like, are you going to be able to get guys to buy into your system? I'm laughing just picturing, like, a Caleb Williams buying into, like, the Patriot way. Like, just with everything we've heard, right? This is the guy that wants stake in an NFL team. And we're going to see him go, and he's going to buy into the Patriot way. Who says that everyone for the Chargers would buy into the Patriot way? Like, can we say everyone would? Maybe. And, it's, I guess if you're still in this win now window, which I think a win now window is 3 to 4 years, and I say we're in probably year 2 of this, so probably next year will be the ultimate last year, maybe even this year will be. Would that last move be Belichick? And then will Belichick want to be around for the future? And then if Belichick does have this powerful role, who's he going to hand it off to? Because I imagine that's what he wants control of too. Because he's an older guy. He's not going to be doing this for 10 plus years. He's going to want to hand it off to someone. Or are you going to hand off to McDaniels? Or are you going to hand off to my God, what's his face? The guy that's made the worst trade in NFL history. O'Brien. We're going to get him. Like, I don't know. Like, that's the part that worries me, Dave. It's like, there's just a lot of things that Belichick wants, and I don't know if I want to give him all of that.
I don't want to give him all that. I don't want him to be the GM. If he came in as the head coach, he brings instant credibility to the Chargers organization. I mean, it's the greatest coach of all time. When Vince Lombardi left the Green Bay Packers for the Washington Redskins at the time, it changed the atmosphere. Even though he was only there for a year before he got sick, it changed the atmosphere with Washington. For the Chargers, I don't know if Belichick could fix it. At the same time, it might be a terrible move, right, for the Chargers. But he is the most popular coach of all time, and the winningest coach, or on pace to be the winningest coach of all time.
So, would you want him or not? If you were the decision maker, Dave, would you want him as a coach only, or how do you want this to be done?
I want an offensive coach. Josh, you nailed it right at the very beginning of the show. I want an offensive coach. I'm not going to go off of that because I'm choking, coughing. I want Ben Johnson. I don't know if Ben Johnson comes here. I do think this is the best job out there, though, because of Justin Herbert. But at the same time, Bill Belichick says he loves LA is because he likes being on a boat. That's the whole deal. I think his dream job would be, Miami. But overall, it kind of reminds me, and this is, believe it or not, this is actually before my time, when the Chargers got Johnny Unitas. It was embarrassing. You got a broken down old man that, of course, was a Hall of Famer and great at one time. But just because he put the uniform on him didn't make him great. It was a joke. It was like, again, before my time, Joe Namath with the Rams. It looked weird just on the football card to see him in that uniform. Bill Belichick in LA just seems weird, right? And so I don't know. At the same time, I like the fact that they'd get media attention. And I always hate that the Chargers are always the forgotten team. They don't seem to get any national media attention, and they should. Who knows, man, if he can make Justin Herbert better. Again, he always says he doesn't focus on the offense at all. The defense is a complete wreck. I don't think he could fix the Chargers or make them dramatically better in 1 year if he did come here.
I don't either. I don't think he's the guy for the job. I think the Chargers need somebody else. Mario, are you ready to talk about the Packers, or do you have more thoughts on Belichick?
Just one quick thought. I hope you picked up on this too, Josh. I love how we've seen, like, previously quarterbacks in different destinations, and then Dave chose the ones that was going on during the Cold War. That part was fun. I like that.
Dude, how many other Hall of Fame quarterbacks did they had? They had Doug Flutie, but he was never the guy.
Ooh. Flutie.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good one. I wanted you to tie it. I so wanted you to say Montana to the Chiefs. If you would have said that one, I'd be like, that's.
But Montana was good on the Chiefs. That's the difference. Montana was great on the Chiefs. He took them to the
really?
AFC Championship game. Yeah, look him up. He lost to the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game. And then Montana, in one of the greatest Monday Night Football games of all time, beat John Elway when he was in his prime in Denver, right at the very end of the game. Montana was a winner. Johnny Unitas had broken down knees. You know, it's Joe Namath, broken down knees. The same thing. But
also,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just say yes, I did spell Belichick wrong. So for the people that are going to comment about it on YouTube, sorry, got it wrong. Learning
By the way,
disability.
if Belichick went back to New York for the Giants, would be kind of funny. He's, of course, for people who don't know, Belichick was a defensive coordinator for the Giants and won 2 Super Bowls for Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells, by the way, never won without Belichick. So-called one of the greatest coaches of all time. But when Belichick, before he took the Patriots job, Mario, I don't know if you remember this at all, but he took the Jets job first, kept that job for like one day, and then he quit and went to the Patriots. And the headline in the New York Post said Belichicken, So for him to go back to New York with the other New York team, I think would be kind of funny as well. By the way, hold on. While we're on this, hold on. We're going to jump real quick. Because I think Josh has interest and thoughts on this, and maybe because I think he's about to agree with me. Mario's going to lose his mind in 2 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. If Belichick goes to the Giants and the Giants fire Brian Daboll, I want Brian Daboll as the head coach of the Chargers. I'm a huge Brian
100%. 100%. We've been talking all year. Yeah, no, he's good. We've been talking all year about people that have been put in bad situations where there's nothing they can do about it. And he falls in that category of what do you want this guy to do? You have nothing to work with over there in New York. It's the worst offensive line of all time. Saquon Barkley gets hurt all the time. There's no quarterback. Bring him over. I think he's a really good coach. I would love for him to be part of the Chargers.
Look what he did at Alabama for Tua and Jalen. Look what he did with Josh Allen in Buffalo. You give him a little bit of talent, I think he's really good. He's just in a horrible situation.
According to Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Diggs is the one that made Josh Allen. So what do you think about that? I mean,
food for thought.
Everybody's making Josh Allen but Josh Allen. Yeah.
That's a good. Yeah, everyone makes Josh Allen but Josh Allen. Yeah.
Hold on.
Mario,
stay here on this. Wait, stay here on this real quick. You touch on something that's big, Josh. I don't want to jump to Green Bay just yet. Josh, here you go. As a guy that played quarterback, if someone's family or a wide receiver called you out and said, basically, I made you and you were nothing without me and you aren't anything without me, what do you do as a quarterback?
Don't throw him the ball. Don't give him what he wants. The Diggs family is totally overstepping, what they're supposed to be doing. I don't know how to say it, man. They've been disrespectful, basically. Stephon Diggs has been annoying all year. He's been pouting in his locker. In every game, you see him freaking out. And then you have Trayvon Diggs that's running his mouth, who's not even part of the Bills. He's on a different team, who's not playing either. He's on the sideline. He shouldn't be talking. It's none of his business. The Bills have their own problems. They don't need Trayvon Diggs to be chiming in. Stephon Diggs is a receiver that's really, really good. I think everybody thinks Stephon Diggs is a top 5 receiver in the league. Nobody's happy. Do you think Josh Allen's happy with the way things are going? So why are you running your mouth? Going into the game against who do they play on Monday Night Football where they just played right now? Was it drawing a blank? Denver. He needed only a few catches to be the number 1 in receptions in the league. It's not like he's having a bad year. He's right there at the top of the league in receptions and receiving yards. So I don't know what the hell he's so upset about. This guy gets more targets than anybody. Just shut up. Okay, just play the game, man. Trayvon Diggs, it's not your business, man. You're on a different team.
And not to mention, wouldn't you be mad at your sibling for even saying something like that? Like, dude, I don't want that media attention. I don't want that drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already have enough going on. We just fired offensive coordinator. Media's already on us. We might miss the playoffs. Media's already on us. And you're going to tweet something like that? Like you said, stick to your own team, man. Like, focus on your own thing right now. There's bad publicity. There's stuff that can go on a locker room that can dysfunction a locker room that really can mess things up. That's one of those things. Come on. Be smarter than that.
That's what he is, though. He did the same thing in Minnesota. He goes to Buffalo. Yeah. They lose in the playoffs. He just jumps basically from the field to his car. Doesn't want to sit there and deal with anything. He's always about himself. And not to sit there and go after someone else's success. I'm not a fan of that at all when you sit there and take away from someone else's success. And especially being the wide receiver. Come on, man. But I'm with Josh. If I'm Josh Allen, all of a sudden you went from my number 1 read to my number 3 read. for as long as I feel like it, and we'll see how good you are. But yeah, I'm playing a little FU if I'm Josh Allen. Seriously, there's no way he's my number one. I don't care what the play is. I'm not going to make this guy look good.
No, you definitely can't do that. So, Mario, I know you've been looking forward to this game all year. You live in Chicago. Bears hate the Packers. You hate the Packers. What are your thoughts, man? Just what are your raw emotions going into this game? Usually the Packers are obviously one of the best teams in the league with a top quarterback, and it's not the case this year. What do you think?
Well, one, I'd like to apologize to every Charger player that has to travel to Wisconsin and spend some time in Green Bay, has to go play on that piss poor field that we call Lambeau Field. And if you guys want to pee on the toilets while you're in there, if you want to pee in the shower, go ahead, clog the toilets. Do what you got to do. But no, this is a team that, like you said, this is a very weak Packers team. It's probably the weakest team we've seen probably in the past decade. They're at a quarterback that's not very strong. Matt LaFleur is a play caller that hasn't looked the strongest this year. They're a team that was going to rely on their defense, and their defense, well, hasn't been the strongest, right? There's nothing statistically that's crazy about their defense. 6 in opponent yards per play, I would say, is something that stands out the most if you look at their stats. 10th best in red zone defense. And if I had to kind of give the keys to this game on how the Chargers can win, Jordan Love and all their losses this year just gives you the football. Against Pittsburgh, those 2 picks. Minnesota throws a pick. Denver throws a pick. Raiders throws 3 interceptions. Not a strong secondary, gentlemen. Detroit throws 2 interceptions. Atlanta in week 2, he throws none. Congratulations. You did in week 2. Before that, you beat the Bears, and you've sucked ever since. So he's going to give you the ball. So score when he gives you the ball. Take advantage when he gives you the ball and score in the red zone. The Chargers right now have a top 5 red zone offense. I believe, second best red zone offense in the league. They had the 10th best defense. Score in the red zone. Take advantage when Love gives you the football because he's going to be giving it to you all day long. And then get out of Lambeau Field because you don't want to be in Wisconsin longer than 3 hours.
I've never been in Wisconsin. Never been. All right. So here you do. When you look at this game, I want to remind you, man, how times have changed. When we picked the schedule, we thought who was going to win and who was going to lose. You said the Chargers were going to lose this game. Was that because you're just like one of those? If they lose, you're like, hey, I'm okay, and if they win, I'm okay. I mean, it was a kind of a strange pick. Now that you look at it.
Okay, so my line of thinking was the last time we're at this point in my life, right? We're like Brett Favre, great guy, really role model for your guys' organization, right? When he left the Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers steps in, it was like, all right, now they're going to drop off, right? And then next thing you know, Aaron Rodgers is an MVP. And that was a nightmare in my head that I thought we could get with Jordan Love. And then plus, as disgusting of a place it is, Lambeau Field is a very hard place to play. I thought this could be a snow football game. This could be a game where the Chargers just look like they don't want to play in it. You have Herbert that's wearing like 4,000 layers. And it's just a game that they don't show up to play and they lose. That was my thing going into this game. Now, after like watching the Packers this year, I just think there's a team that like has no energy, Josh. And maybe like, you can tell me if you think differently, but like, I mean, there's nothing on that offense that scares me whatsoever. Like everything sucks, at least what I think.
That team does not scare me at all. The advantage that the Packers have is that the game is in Lambeau Field, right? That's one of the harder places to play. But going into this season, I'm with you, Mario. You'd think this would be a loss just because you're so used to the Packers having a team that's good. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around thinking of a Packers team that's not good. Having the Packers struggle this year is just weird. And I'm really happy you brought up Jordan Love's turnovers. He is going to hand the ball to you, like Mario said. You got to take advantage of that. The Chargers actually are better than you'd probably expect in turnover differential. The reason why is because Justin Herbert has been so good at not giving the ball to the other team. Chargers, I had it here a second ago. They're second, I believe, in turnover differential. I don't know, Mario, you have it here. Some are third in turnover differential, which is amazing because that defense sucks. Chargers are 31st in yards allowed, 24th in points allowed, but their turnover ratio is really good. So they need to take advantage of the turnovers and score. I think Justin Herbert has to be Superman again. Mario said it last show. He needs to be Superman for the Chargers to compete. That's no different this game. But the big advantage also for the Packers is going to be Jair Alexander. He's one of the best corners in the league. He's going to take on Keenan Allen. He's going to say to everybody before the game, because he's a talker, I'm going to shut down Keenan Allen, and he's going to do his best. I think Keenan Allen is unguardable right now. Right now in the league, I think Keenan Allen is the hottest receiver. Nobody wants to go against Keenan Allen. But just like every other game, you're going to need somebody else to step up. Who is it going to be? Gerald Everett got hurt last game. He wasn't really able to contribute. Donald Parham didn't have his usual touchdown, and QJ wasn't really involved. So who's it going to be? Do you have an inkling, Dave, that there's going to be somebody else that has a big game that doesn't have the last name Allen or Eckler?
No, it's one of those two guys. Honestly, it's Eckler. Eckler's going to be the star of this game. Keenan Allen, has the busted up shoulder. He's a little bit sore. The questionable next to his name makes you a little bit nervous. Fully expect him to play. I mean, he's playing fantastic football right now. Chargers need this win. This is right now, when you look at the schedule, this is one of the teams that you say, if we could play anybody in the NFL, the Packers are on this list. Yeah, would you prefer for it to be in LA? Guess what? The weather's not going to be a factor. Mara's 100% right. There's no snow. It's going to be about 45 degrees. It's going to be pretty easy. By the time you run around, you sweat. It's perfect football weather for these guys. Here's the funny thing about the Packers is Mario's entire life, and we know Mario hates the Packers. His family hates the Packers. It's just a long line of can't stand the colors of green, yellow, and white. The Packers were very good from the 90s through now, or until last year, where they were dangerous, I should say. But I haven't seen the Packers like this since, I'm going to throw a name out here, show my age, Lynn Dickey. When Lynn Dickey was quarterback of the Packers, where they weren't relevant. And so if you were a Packer fan and you go, wait a second, we won the first couple Super Bowls. Now we weren't anything in the 70s. We weren't anything in the 80s. But they've been really damn good for the last 30 years, basically, at least been competitive. It's about time. We've had too many bad years for teams that we root for. It's about time the Packers are struggling, and it's going to continue on Sunday. It's a bad day for the Packers. Know what this game means? It means bad news for the Packers. And I'm telling you, Jordan Love is towards the end of his career as being a starting quarterback in this league. He's terrible, and he's one of the worst, and the Chargers, I think, are going to make him pay the price this Sunday. And if they don't, I'll be extremely shocked and disappointed. I'm more confident in Sunday's game for the Chargers to have tremendous success than I was going into the Jets game, when I thought for sure the Chargers are going to win. The Chargers are going to roll. They're going to roll, and it's going to be a blowout. I don't know what the over-under is, Maury. I know we're going to make our picks later on. But, man, I'm telling you right now, this is the easiest bet of the week, and I don't even know what the spread is. Am I wrong?
It's 3, by the way.
No.
What?
No, you're not wrong.
Free money?
Yeah. Are you aware that our team's not that great? Are you aware of that?
What?
We're doing a Chargers podcast. That's what we're doing here.
One reason I'm not trying to get a reaction. I'm being sincere.
I'm with you on this. I'm going to agree with you right now. It's proven this season, at least, that Brandon Staley does well against bad quarterbacks, which most teams do, which is dumb to say, but he really does. He does really good against bad quarterbacks like Bajent and Wilson. And now we're going to get Love. I mean, this is his bread and butter. This is what Staley does. He beats up on the dumb kids. So he's going to do it again this Sunday. We're going to kick some ass. When Lamar Jackson comes to the Chargers in a few weeks, he won't be found anywhere. But this week is going to be his week. I think the Chargers do roll. Chargers do well against bad quarterbacks, and they take advantage of turnovers. Like I just said, their third turnover differential. Mar, I got a question though, real quick before I forget this. Are you aware that Keenan Allen is #1 in receptions in the league with 73 and 4th in yards? Does that surprise you at all, or is that something that you kind of expected?
I knew he was top 5 in receiving yards. I didn't know where it was top 5. The receptions, honestly, since Mike Williams has gone out and Palmer goes out, that doesn't surprise me at all. Just because it's like, where else is the ball going to go, right? Like your usage rate's going to go up insanely high. And when you look at his route running, we talk about it all the time. He's, if not the best, one of the best route runners in the NFL. And you look at the connection that him and Herbert have on every third down, it doesn't surprise me at all, Dave, that this guy's up there with the best of them in that category. And I just look at, and he's playing this. He said he'll play today, so thank the Lord he is playing. But Dave, I see this as a just chess match between him and Alexander on Sunday. And I think he can't come out on top because I think he's going to wear down Alexander. But I think this is going to be his toughest matchup, I think, will be this Sunday by far against Alexander.
It might be. It might be. At the same time, I'll take Keenan's skills. Keenan knows where he's going. Alexander doesn't know where he's going. Keenan finds a way to get open. He's a great route runner. He's a quarterback and can get him the ball. And right now, I have a lot of faith in what Keenan is doing. I love the way he's playing. I'm so disappointed. I know they lost to the Lions, but I'm disappointed he didn't get the 200 yards that you called, Mario, because he was on pace. Until he had to go to the locker room, he was on pace. If you look at that game against the Lions, a really good team, and you look at his game against Minnesota, who right now is playing great football, Keenan Allen's ridiculous. I mean, for his age and where he is as a veteran and knowing that he's the number one target, there's not a corner in the league I'm worried about. I don't think there's anyone in the league that can keep up with Keenan does as far as running routes.
Keenan Allen is Rob Stark. He's the king of the North. Look what he's done against the NFC North this year. Okay, 11 against the Lions, 11 catches, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Against the Bears, which was his worst game, 8 catches, 69 yards. 69. And then against the Vikings, 18 catches and 215 yards. I mean, this guy kills the NFC North. He's going to do it again this weekend. I mean, this guy, I think he could get Offensive Player of the Year if he keeps it up. He's on pace for 1,600 yards. Keenan Allen at this age, 10 years into his career. It's amazing. I just love that Keenan Allen's still doing this. He's the guy you got to lean on. Austin Eckler, to me, is another guy you obviously have to lean on. These are the 2 guys you got to go with. I'm just not very confident, man, in Austin Eckler running the ball. I just don't like what I see when he runs the ball. He's not very explosive. I think it's because he's not a great running back. We've said it on this show. I don't think he's great running the ball. I think he's just a very good utility player. Joshua Kelly. I think Joshua Kelly really needs to get involved and show that he's explosive because he is the more explosive runner. Do you see Joshua Kelly getting involved? Or do you think they're just going to lean heavy on Austin Eckler, Mario?
I'd imagine lean on Eckler just because like they're in such a win now position. Like after that loss against the Lions, you can't really sacrifice a lot. I think they'll just lean to Eckler. Like we need to get this guy as much touch as possible. I get to our playmakers as much as possible. And I think they'll also lean on that because like, look, we got to help out our passing game because it's a little weak right now. With obviously Allen pretty much being our only option. And maybe they do something crazy with Davis, Johnson on some screen passes. We will see. But I definitely think Eckler will get more of the handle. I have this to bring up to you guys. Does the Packers defense facing lack of talent at the QB position kind of give you more confidence, right? Like the only good, I would say, QB they've had to face this year was Goff. And then besides that, I mean, Ritter, Carr, Fields, Jimmy G, Brett Ripon. Is that how you say his? I don't even know if that's how you say his name.
Ripon.
Yeah.
He's out of the league.
Rippon's not Pippin. Like, yeah, he's not very good. So Kirk Cousins, like Kenny Pickett, like all these guys are not, I would say, even mid-tier QBs. Like, does that give you more confidence, Dave, going into Sunday and going, this is going to be the real first test against a top-tier QB?
Dude, it's going to be a blowout. And I'm telling you right now, don't waste your time with this Joshua Kelly garbage. We're going to play the hits. It's going to be Eckler, Allen, Herbert. We're just going with the stars. Okay, this is a game right here. If you want to tell someone, hey, you know what, I think you should be a Charger fan, sit down with me and watch this game, they're going to walk out of that room going, man, I'm a Charger fan now. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun to watch. I'm super confident in this game. You play the hits, let the big guys do their thing. And those are going to be those 3 guys. It's going to be three-headed monster on offense. I'm not worried about any trick plays, any Joshua Kelly stuff, unless you're sitting there trying to gain 1 yard. Forget it. This is Eckler, Allen, and Herbert to do their thing. Easiest bet. I don't even know the over in this game. I'm taking the over, and I'm taking the Chargers to cover. What is the over?
44.
Cake. We're just giving them money away on Sunday? Thanksgiving. Came at a good time.
It's robbery.
All right, who are your picks to click then? Are you going to go straight up Allen or Eckler and then go with somebody on defense? Who do you got?
I could close my eyes and throw a dart at the board right now, and I'd win. It doesn't matter. Tell you right now, Eckler's my guy because I called it. Eckler's going to have a huge game. But Herbert's going to look like the stud because he's the one that's going to deliver the ball to all those guys. I'm going Eckler.
What about defense?
I'm going Khalil Mack. What do you think of that? I'm going Khalil Mack. Knows the division a little bit. Hates those guys. You're right. If once you're a Bear, you hate the Packers forever. Right, Mario?
Absolutely. Remember that strip sack. First game as a Bear.
Yeah. Going Khalil Mack. Jordan Love is he gonna... We love to play against you, Jordan. You suck.
Yeah. He's going to be in mental hell on Sunday. Is Khalil Mack going to be remembered as a Bear? Or a Raider?
Ooh.
Raider.
He's going to be remembered as a Raider. I think he's going to be remembered as a Bear. Really? I think
you see Bear? Mario says Bears too.
I could see Bear.
Didn't he win? Wasn't he all pro at 2 different positions in the same year as a Raider, though? Like, that's never been done. That's ridiculous.
But he hates the Raiders. Can you be remembered for a team that you hate?
Oh, yeah.
And he's praised in Chicago. Praised still. Which he should be. But
all right. Who are your picks to click?
I'm gonna go with Khalil Mack too. I think Khalil Mack has a big game. He has 9 sacks on the year. He's been one of the best defensive players in the NFL. He didn't do much last game, so I think he's going to come back and have a big game here. And I'm going to go Gerald Everett. I think Gerald Everett has 2 touchdowns. That's my call. Gerald Everett, 2 touchdowns.
wow.
He's going to be a guy. He's going to be a guy if you're the Packers thinking, I mean, he gets the ball sometimes. He does some things. Sometimes he's going to be open. I think you're going to be able to hit Gerald Everett. And Keenan Allen's going to take everybody, right? Everybody's going to be looking at Keenan Allen. The middle of the field should be open. I like Gerald Everett to have 2 touchdowns. And if he doesn't have 2 touchdowns, he'll have 1 touchdown. And Parham will have 1 touchdown.
Parham touchdowns, just it's the funniest thing that the Chargers do every single time. It's my favorite though. All right, my picks a click. You ready for this one, fellas?
Yeah.
2 guys on defense, Kendricks and Murray. Let's blow the effing run game up. Packers offense, obviously, it's supposed to be this strong running game. You'd think so with A.J. Dillon and Williams that they have back there, but it's not. 15th in rushing EPA, 21st in rushing yards per game. Jones, not Williams. Come on.
It's okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Keep your head up. All right. But yeah, Jones and Dillon, you thought they were going to be this 2-headed monster that was going to get you in the backfield, and they haven't been that. And I want that rushing game out of the question. They got blown up last time, the Chargers did. Let's settle this. Let's get that game out. Let's make Jordan Love think he's Aaron Rodgers, and he's not. And let's get him picked off all day long. So that's for defense. Offense. And I think he gets in the end zone. Darius Davis.
All right. I've been waiting.
I think it's going to be a wild Darius Davis game. I think it's going to be some little trick action in there, baby. Come on. Talk to me.
I don't even think you need trick plays for this game. That's how confident I am. I don't think you need them. Before we make our picks for this week's NFL games, Mario, I'm curious. What is over your right shoulder? Is that a puppy in a cheerleading outfit? What is that?
Oh, that's so we're back in the Big Apple.
Turn the wrong way. Turn the other way.
Okay, yeah. We're back in the Big Apple of Indianapolis, and this is shot the big man, Mr. Heron's office. And that's a picture of his only daughter and him, and he's already losing his hair. And I believe that he's about 40
even see
in
it
that.
all. I thought it was like a cartoon.
I mean, yeah, it does. It doesn't look good in that one, but as you can tell, I got my looks from my mother. If you can't see it, so. But no, just kidding, Dad. But it's got a good office, though. It's got a good office. Lighting could be better, though. But we'll work on that with the big man.
Good God. How bright are those lights from the ceiling? I can see your bones.
Dude, pretty freaking bright. Yeah. The lights shine bright in the
for letting you do the show from his office. There you go. All right, let's get to this week's games.
All right, gentlemen. It's week.
How did we do last week? Do you have
11.
the numbers by any chance?
We did about 500 each.
Did we?
Yeah. Josh did pretty much the best. Josh, you getting Bucks right was huge. The other sneak attack he had on us that kind of really screwed me and Dave was he had the Vikings and the Steelers. And that really, really, really helped you. Screwed you guys, Browns. And okay, that's one. All right, quick math's hard for the brain right now. All right, the calculations will come someday. Right? Ravens screwed big time.
Not me. Yeah. I had the Ravens.
They lost.
Oh, they screwed me.
Right?
Sorry.
Yeah, they screwed you then. Yeah, because you took them to cover.
That's right. You're right. Damn it.
Yeah.
I still don't know how that happened. I watched that game. I'm like, how are they cheating, giving the Browns extra points? Are they giving like 9 points for every touchdown? What's going on here? It's like the Ravens kicked their ass the entire day.
I mean,
how about Deshaun Watson out for the year? There you go. Good luck, Browns.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You went 8, and that'd be 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 8 and 5, Josh. And nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Quick math. What's 7, 6, Dave? And 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm not gonna go over mine. I didn't do well. Look, I'm fade miss to the freaking moon right now. My NBA bets suck right now, and NFL sucks too.
So about to say you're focusing too much on the NBA.
I know. It's not. Look, we'll just get to the games because no one wants to hear my complaint, but it's not looking good, fellas. All right. NFL Week 11. Steelers Browns is the first one. Over under 33, a very, very low total. Like you said, no Deshaun Watson, so his line did change a bunch. I believe it was like 3 to 2.5 earlier. But see ya, Deshaun Watson. Couldn't happen to a nicer fella. Just kidding. What do you guys have here?
Okay, one of the best. Siraj, I'm gonna jump in real quick because I think one of the best bets of the week are right there on this game. It's the under. How do you not take the under in this game? Right? I don't care what the under was. It could be 19, and I would say take the under in this game. Small hand Kenny Pickett against some no-name quarterback from UCLA, rookie. Dude, the Browns are done. I'm taking the Steelers to win, and I'm taking the under in this game.
You're taking the Browns?
No, I'm taking the goddamn Steelers, but I'm saying the total will equal the under.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns. I think the Browns actually play better without Deshaun Watson. The defense is tenacious. I like them to play well this week. It's going to be a defensive battle, like you said. I'd be surprised if anybody scores more than 14 points. I think it's going to be a really low-scoring game, and I like the Browns to win.
I'm going to go with Steelers just because that random fact of Tomlin, every time he gets outgained, he still finds a way to win. I think they'll find a way to win in the end, and this is just a Tomlin out-coaches Stefanski. I agree with you guys, though. Like, this is going to be such a brutal, ugly game. Like, it's going to be like 3-2, a safety and a field goal. Like, I don't know. Like, that one, that legitimately would not surprise me. It's going to be that ugly of a game. But, yeah, I'll take the Steelers in that one. The next one is the Chicago Bears go to the Detroit Lions. Justin Fields is back in this matchup, and I believe the Bears O-line got a little healthier in this one too. David Montgomery revenge game. Lions 7.5-point favorites against the Bears. What do we have here, Dave? You're already shaking your head.
Dude, I'm so irritated with your guy Justin Fields. I can't tell you. When he's sitting there talking to the media, and he goes, "I'm not. What I have to be worried about? I'm not worried." I'm like, I don't know. You're 6-25 as a quarterback. How do you stink? You've been a complete disappointment. You aren't worried? Dude, you should worry. Like, there's some guys in the league you should call, and they'll tell you, hey, you should worry. Jordan Love's like, dude, you got it pretty bad over there. Ritter's like, you got it pretty bad over there. What do you mean I'm not worried? Like 19 games under 500 as a starting quarterback. The Lions, dude, all day long in this game.
I don't understand the spread on this. 7.5, and the Lions are at home. How? Like, I just don't get that.
Montgomery's going to be pissed. Mario's right.
Yes, good call on that. I just don't understand it. I think it's a blowout, honestly. I think it's a blowout. It's the first time they played each other this year. I like the Lions big.
So I agree with you guys so much because they're like the Bears rush defense is like surprisingly like top 3, top 5 in the NFL right now. Like it's very, very, very good. But David Montgomery is going to be so pissed off facing them. And I think the Bears fall apart. I agree. Lions 7.5. I heard a lot of people today liking the Bears to cover. If you like that, go, I guess, good luck. Aiden Hutchinson's going to run circles around that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's going to be ugly. Probably a lot of talking smack in the Heron family group chat between Detroit and the Chicago fans. So we'll love that. All right. Raiders, Dolphins, 13.5-point favorites against the Las Vegas Raiders at home. Over-under is 46.5. How crazy is that? 13.5-point favorite.
You want to go first or want me to go first, Josh?
I'll go first. Raiders are going to cover on the 13.5, but they're going to lose the game. I don't think that the Raiders are going to win, like I just said, but I think the Dolphins aren't going to blow them out like that. I know the Dolphins are coming off of a bye week, and they have that explosive offense. I don't think Antonio Pierce is going to let his team get blown out like that.
Antonio Pierce isn't playing. He doesn't have a choice. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be bad. This is what the Dolphins do. They beat up on really bad teams, and the Raiders aren't a great team, right? The Dolphins have trouble against the real teams, the playoff teams. It's not going to be good for the Raiders. I mean, Antonio Pierce might as well just say, guys, don't even pack the cigars. What are we kidding? The Dolphins are going to cover the spread, and I like the over in this game. I think this is one of those games where if you're a Raider fan, you're turning the TV off in the middle of the second quarter.
I hate that I'm simpatico with you on this, but I think at some point, maybe like the new coach charm runs out, and maybe like this is the game.
It ran out. It's over. Look at their schedule. The Raiders will be lucky to win a game.
Yeah, I think this is the first Hard Knocks game we get too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I thought I'd get a bigger reaction. But yeah, it's first Hard Knocks game.
Cool. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's fair. That's fair. I think Dolphins win big. But I'm not confident in this. I wouldn't bet that. Giants, Commanders. Commanders 9.5-point favorites against the New York Football Giants. Josh, how rattled are you that the Washington Commanders at 4-6 are 9.5-point favorites?
Ooh, wait.
Okay, so the line is crazy. You're 100% right. That line is out of control. Sam Howell has been a top 5 quarterback in the league this year, and I'm serious about that. He really has been. What do you
He
put
has
your hands
been.
up
I was
tonight?
literally because I was going to say the same thing. I thought I was going to shock both of you guys. My question to you was going to be: if you're the Commanders, do you draft a quarterback in the first round?
Nope.
Or are you happy with Sam Howell? If you look at people might not realize it. Josh is 100% on the money. If you look at Sam Howell's numbers, they're insanely good. It's the most shocking stat in the NFL.
He's better than Mahomes this year, and that's just a fact. You look at every metric that you can look at for a quarterback, and he is top 5. I mean, he's really good, and he's gotten the crap beaten out of him because that line sucks. He's doing that with pressure in his face. Sam Howell's really good. I don't know if they cover. I'm actually going to say they don't cover. 9.5 or 9, whatever it is too much. But Sam Howell, man, credit to him. He is really freaking good.
Good, Mario. I'll go. I'm gonna say the Commanders are gonna cover. I hate to say it, man, because I hate when teams quit, especially pro teams quit. The Giants are so bad. I mean, the NFL should, guys, you don't have to finish out the year. I mean, your effort stinks. There's nothing compelling about you. Your coach, who everybody was in love with, is probably going to get fired. You know, the Giants made one of the biggest mistakes they could possibly make in giving Daniel Jones one of the giant contracts. Like, he's actually a really good quarterback, but he's not. And now they're stuck in contract hell for a long time. The Giants are absolutely terrible. They don't deserve to be on any primetime games next year, because every time you see the Giants, you're like, why the hell are the Giants on my TV? I'm going Commanders, and the Commanders aren't a good team, but the Giants are that bad.
First off, I just want to mention, Josh, let's go back to your high school days. You're a senior. And right now, and you're noticing that there's quarterback you at North Carolina with Trubisky, Sam Howell, Drake May. Bama's knocking. North Carolina's knocking.
Do you know?
This is exactly what happened,
what
Mario.
happened in my life?
Exactly what
actually happened.
No way. Did it really? You never told me this.
Yeah. It's funny you said that. That's exactly what happened. I was deciding between North Carolina and Alabama, and I was gonna.
He was literally in the North Carolina
Carolina
football office. Yeah, it was in the North Carolina football office when Saban's office called him. He was literally there when Mitchell Trubisky was there. No, he hasn't. He even has a North Carolina student ID. That's how committed he was.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I would have been teammates with Caleb Presley from Barstool. We would been sick. Yeah. But yeah, no, dude. That was exactly literally what happened. Dude, credit to North Carolina. Mitch Trubisky still sucks. I don't know why you brought him up, but Sam Howell's good.
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Drake. Mitchell. Excuse me. He wants to be called Mitchell. Dave and I talk about that all the time. The second he told the media, I want to be called Mitchell instead of Mitch, we looked at each other and said, this guy's career is over. It's done right there. Done. North Carolina, credit to them. Drake May, I hope he's better than Caleb Williams, because Caleb Williams is getting on my nerves. But yeah, credit to them.
Same. He's a dog, and I like watching him play at North Carolina. Their defense is terrible. I'm with you though, Josh. I think Giants plus 9.5. I'm just not going to trust the Commanders to cover a 9.5-point spread when they sold the best players on defense. Their O-line's not the best, and Giants pass rush still is not like terrible. Kayvon, when he wants to turn on, is pretty damn good. So I'll take the Giants to cover. I think they'll try to fight against a division opponent that's not the best. Another large point spread, gentlemen. Cowboys, 10.5-point favorite against the Carolina Panthers in Carolina, over under 42. What do we think here?
Blowout.
Josh, you want to go? You want me to go?
Blowout. Bryce Young should be put in bubble wrap for this game, because he's going to get the crap kicked out of him. If you have the Cowboys defense in your fantasy football league, congratulations, you're about to get 20 points, because this is going to be a blowout. There's no chance the Panthers can compete with the Cowboys. Here's a stat for you guys. You ready? Tony Pollard has not scored a touchdown since week 1. 32 quarters since he scored a touchdown. It is the craziest thing in the world. And the Cowboys are kicking the crap out of teams. He hasn't scored it in 8 games. But I still think the Cowboys are gonna roll. CeeDee Lamb's gonna have a big game, and it's gonna be a huge blowout.
Dude, I agree with Josh. This is my least favorite game on the schedule, because the Cowboys get to put the ball right on the tee and knock it over the fence. It's such an easy game. It's ridiculous. And I know the old saying that there's not a college team out there that could beat a pro team. But dude, the Panthers are so pitiful. Like, you kind of wonder, could Alabama beat the Panthers? Because the Panthers are so bad. And I feel bad for Bryce Young, because it's not fair to judge that guy that's surrounded by complete garbage. The Cowboys got an easy win. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I hope every church in Carolina and maybe across the world says a prayer for Bryce Young, because he's going to be in for a tough game. It's gonna be a tough one.
I agree.
I had Cowboys to cover here. And I'm with you guys too. It's gonna get really annoying because people are gonna do like Cowboys super team after the 2 dominant wins. It's like, congrats, man. I hope every Super Bowl contender can dominate these teams. Frank Wright takes over play calling in this game too.
Oh, good. You know what? It's great that when you're Bryce Young and you're like, that's weird. It's only the second week of October. Yet I've lost more games with the Panthers than I did combined in high school and college. I love the NFL. Fantastic.
That's funny.
Right.
Good Lord.
That is insane. Poor guy. Next one, we got a AFC South showdown. So this is Jaguars, Titans, Jags at home, 6.5-point favorite against the Titans. Will Levis experiment keeps moving forward. The Jaguars trying to get it going. Trevor Lawrence, huge disappointment this year so far.
Yeah.
Over under 40. What do we think here?
I think somebody took Trevor Lawrence's powers like Space Jam. If Sam Howell had Trevor Lawrence's numbers, you'd say you need to draft a quarterback. This guy's no good. Trevor Lawrence is the strangest quarterback to me. They won 5 games in a row recently, and he didn't really look that great in any of those games. And then he gets his ass kicked against the 49ers. And now people want to start talking. He hasn't looked good all season. He has 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I was totally wrong on Travis Etienne. He's one of the best running backs in the league. With that being said, I still think they cover. This Titans team has literally given up. There's about 3 teams in the league now that have quit, and the Titans are one of them. I think the Jaguars are going to cover. It's a home game.
I don't even have a disagreement in anything he said. He's right on the money on all that. The Titans have completely quit. I watch every one of those damn games. I like watching Will Levis play. Titans are, I don't want to say they're a disaster. They're doing it on purpose. I mean, you're watching a team tank. And it's not the players that go, we're tanking, because players don't tank because they need the film. It's the organization that has set this up for this team to fail miserably.
Yeah, simpatico. I'm going to take Jaguars 6.5. If you're actually taking our picks to gamble, I would stay the hell away from this. Just a 6.5 spread on it's a lot, especially for a divisional game. But like you said, dude, Titans. I mean, what are we playing for now? You know, like
if you're the NFL, honestly, you can't be happy with this. I mean, it's one of those where like we got to change the draft rules, kind of like the NBA had to finally do it when teams were tanking. I mean, you're looking at, Josh is right. There are about 3 teams in the league that they aren't even trying to be competitive on the weekend.
To your point too, Josh, about like Jags in this game too, like they are legitimately getting threatened by the Houston Texans. Like so, like they have to start winning. You know?
Yeah, they do.
Texans are better. Texans are the better team, and I know they're the next game on the schedule. Can I just go into it? I'm just going to go into.
Yeah,
the next
go ahead.
game,
No, Louis, go ahead.
I don't have the spread in front of me, but it's the Texans at home against the Cardinals, and I like the Texans. It doesn't matter what the spread is. I like the Texans in a huge blowout. The Cardinals are one of the 3 teams in the league that I feel have quit. You can tell me it's Clayton Tune or Kyler Murray. I don't care who the quarterback is for the Cardinals. Texans are going to kill him. This was the trade. Remember, David Johnson for DeAndre Hopkins, one of the worst trades in NFL history. And the Texans are actually the team that are in better position. I like the Texans to win, and hopefully the Texans win that division because I do not like the Jaguars, and hopefully the Texans keep this going. I'm also biased. D'Amico Ryans was an Alabama guy. They got Will Anderson over there, and I think it's going to be a blowout by the Texans.
What is the spread? You never said.
4.5 over under 48.5.
Easy money.
And let me tell you, I agree with Josh. Texans win, and at the same time, I wouldn't want to watch this game. Like this is one of those. There was a game the other day where what was the game where the other day I said to Josh, I didn't know they won that game. Usually I'm so into every single game. It might have been the Cardinals last week where I was like, I wasn't even paying attention. This is a game honestly I would not.
Yeah,
it was the Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah, that was it. I have zero interest in those 2 teams. CJ Stroud's exciting. How can you not watch this kid? I mean, he's the first Ohio State quarterback to do anything, and the NFL needs to look out because the Texans are here to stay for a while.
To you guys' point too about the Texans, I think it's the first time all year that the receiving core is fully healthy this game, which is crazy. The success they've had. I'll take Texans minus 4.5 as well.
Would you bet it, Mario?
I'm gonna bet. I kind of want to bet the over. I'm not for sure on that. I'm probably gonna look at more into that tomorrow. But like, I could see this be maybe a Kyler Murray, CJ Stroud shootout to no receivers, but maybe an over. I mean, it's a pretty high over, 48.5 in a year. The under this year, but maybe I'll dance with it. I don't know. We'll see. All right, another big spread. The week of the big spread, guys.
Yeah.
Buccaneers, Niners. Niners are 11.5-point favorite over the Buccaneers.
What do you think, Mario?
I would never touch this game a day in my life. I think Niners. I think banking off a couple Baker pick sixes and then like one or two solid Shanahan play call drives and they get to the end zone. But this Bucs defense is like no slouch. I think the under is the most beautiful play of all time at 41.5 because there's going to be no scoring between these defenses. Based off Baker picks and, like I said, a couple solid Shanahan beautiful play call drives, I think they can cover the 11.5. What do you guys think?
I'm with you, Mara. They cover. I think they cover. Yeah, the spread seems high. Look, again, the travel schedule is going to be very tough for Tampa, San Francisco. A big win. They snapped that losing streak. Chase Young, again, another game. That defense is going to continue to get better. I like the Niners. I think the Niners play very well.
Both these teams just came off of bad losing streaks, right? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a 4-game losing streak. They just snapped against the Titans. And then the 49ers had a 3-game losing streak. They just snapped against the Jaguars. Baker Mayfield, I could be wrong about this, but he was about to, I can't even talk. He was about to be on the 49ers last year, right? If he would have went through waivers and the Rams didn't pick him up. He was supposed to be on the 49ers, everybody thought last year. I'm with Mario, though. He's going to turn the ball over, and I think the 49ers blow him out. The big thing with the Buccaneers defense that's been good is they're pretty good against the tight end. I think George Kittle is kind of neutralized. It doesn't matter, though. They got Deebo Samuel back and all those other weapons. I think 49ers kill him.
All right, next game. This game's also just a lot of storylines in this game, all around the game. Yeah, Jets, Bills. Bills, 7-point favorite in this one. New OC, obviously, Joe Brady at the helm. Jets still committing to Zach Wilson, so we'll see what goes on there. But 7-point favorite at home. Buffalo Bills must win. Must win. Josh, what do you think here? Over under 39.5.
Yeah, Sean McDermott, it was a cuck move to fire his OC when everybody's on his ass. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like
Why
it at all.
That? It was 100% the OC's fault that there were 12 men on the field on that kickoff. That kick, winning kick. Why would you say
exactly.
He deserves to get fired? Ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
what the hell's going on in Buffalo?
He's going to get fired. Sean McDermott's about to be fired after this season if he's not fired during the season. I do think the Buccaneers win the Bills win because this Jets team sucks ass. So I think they're going to blow him out. And Josh Allen really needs to have a big game because everybody's on him for the turnovers. So I think the Bills win. It's just going to be because they're playing against a bad team.
Yeah, this is a tough one. The spread seems big. I'm going Bills as well. I think if the Bills don't take care of the Jets easily, I think it's obviously burn the house down with Buffalo. The window of opportunity is closed.
First off, I completely agree. Has there ever been? I wonder the history of. Has there ever been a head coach that's fired a coordinator mid-year that's made it throughout the year and on to next year? Because it's got to be 0%, right?
Wow, that's a great question. Yeah, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Yeah, I can't think. Every time, the coach is getting fired at the end of the year. This is just a scapegoat to make it through the rest.
Dude, he lost
freaking
respect
Staley.
from everybody.
Yes,
if
Staley fired Ronaldo Hill and kept his job. You know what I mean? It wasn't mid-season, but he got rid of Ronaldo Hill. No, everybody on the Chargers is like, really? Get rid of Ronaldo Hill? You're going to get rid of that guy? We love Ronaldo, though. I don't know if they like Ronaldo or not. I just made that up. But what the hell are you doing? He gets to keep his job. I hate Staley.
It's funny when you talk about different places in the NFL that you might want to go see a game. I do want to see a game in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I want to see what it's like. They say the Buffalo people are cool as hell. I'd like to go see a game in Buffalo.
Don't be near any tables. You can't even bowl without getting hurt.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Thanksgiving dinner with a Buffalo Bills fan? Hey, thanks. Almost cussed right. Almost cussed right there. What the hell's going on?
I want to picture at least one time someone just puts like a crock pot under the table and then I forget to move it and the guy jumps. It's just like in a steaming pot of chili. You burnt by chili.
That'd be hilarious.
Bills. I think Bills. No, actually, I'm going Jets here. Jets +7. Negativity all around the Bills. I think
game's
Jets
in Buffalo, right?
It is in Buffalo.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I wish I looked into the trends in this game because there's probably some crazy trends with Jets and the Bills and Josh Allen. But I'll go Jets cover that one.
Okay.
Seahawks, Rams. This game got a lot of debate on a show today, and I thought this game's a pretty simple game. So curious for your guys' thoughts.
Give it spread.
Rams. It's a pick 'em pretty much. Rams on at home. Yeah,
Pick them.
Okay, you know why? Is because, and I haven't done any research on this game. I know the history of these two teams. McVay owns Pete Carroll. It's the craziest damn thing. Remember the first game of the year at Seattle, the Rams knocked off the Seahawks. Well, the Seahawks have proven to be one of the better teams in the NFL, except when they play the Rams. It is a strange game. This game is in LA again. McVay against Pete Carroll. He's owned Pete Carroll basically his entire time. And that being said, I'm going Seattle. Actually, I would bet Seattle. I'd put money on this game.
Really?
I think the
I
Rams
thought you were
are
going to
that
say
bad.
the Rams.
No, I think the Rams are that bad of a team, man. I've watched a lot of the Rams games the last 4 weeks, like minute by minute. I'm going, this team is really freaking bad. I mean, they have a couple stars, obviously. This is a really bad team.
Bobby Wagner lately, for the last few years, has been on the wrong side of these games.
Yeah.
He's always on the wrong side of the Rams Seahawks game.
He's Takeo Spikes.
I like the Rams.
He's Takeo Spikes.
Yeah. He is Takeo Spikes. I like the Rams to win. I just think that the Rams are going to have a good game. I've been watching the Seahawks, unfortunately, in the last few weeks because I have nothing better to do. And that team's not very good, to be honest. They're just not that good. Rams are obviously terrible. I think the Rams are going to win this game. They're at home. It's just my surprise pick, I guess.
To your point, Josh, I got stuck watching random Seahawks moments, and someone said this to me today. I thought it was such a good point. They're like, I'm waiting for the Seahawks to be good at something. It's not really that good. They're just not. I mean, Kenneth Walker's pretty good. They have guys that are good, but there's no times they're just exceptional at something. I'll take Seahawks in this. What?
If you're a Seahawks fan, let's say you're a diehard Seahawks fan. At what point do you have to talk yourself into taking the gamble of buying a Geno Smith jersey?
Never.
Nobody believes in Geno. You're like, was it luck? How long is it going to last? Do I throw the money out there and buy a Geno Smith jersey? The answer is no, right? You're going Kenneth Walker the third, right?
I'm going probably GSN, maybe Kenneth Walker. I'm not going Geno.
You think this is the year they could trade up for QB? So many talents.
Yeah.
They have picks, yeah.
I think Pete Carroll loves Geno Smith. I think he loves that guy.
He's playing an act. He's playing an act. He's doing the right thing, though. You got to act like you like your quarterback. But anybody that watches those games, you're like, all right, man, Geno's not that good.
If you want to stay in purgatory, you keep Geno. But if you want to move forward and with your future, you take a QB.
Yeah, if you want to be the Portland Trailblazers, keep Geno. Just be in the middle all the time.
Yeah.
Except for this.
That's what you do. And waste an incredibly sick receiver core.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Going on to the next one. Another team with a pretty sick receiving core. Minnesota Vikings face the Denver Broncos. Broncos at home, 2.5-point favorites up in the altitude. Over under 42.5. I believe Justin Jefferson is back for this game or trending towards. Okay.
He is playing. Yes. And they were undefeated without him. Really weird.
Yeah.
Very strange. Tough game.
I think Mario said earlier. Yeah, Mario said earlier in one of the games is he would never bet on that game. This is the game for me I would never bet on. I couldn't tell you who I think is going to win this game. Denver looks pretty good. Josh Dobbs looks pretty good. The game's in Denver. Justin Jefferson's back. There's so many factors to this. I just would not touch this game. I'm going to go Broncos, though, just because they're at home.
Yeah, Broncos have the better quarterback, you would say. I know Josh Dobbs is on fire right now, but come on, he's Josh Dobbs. I mean, there's a reason he's been a backup forever and played for half the teams in the league. That being said, I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go Minnesota. I'm just going to go. I'm going to go Vikings. Momentum's on their side, and maybe just because I hate the Broncos so much, we'll be rooting really hard for Minnesota.
Dobbs playing well, gets the best receiver back. I think this might be a spite pick, guys, because I really, really want the Broncos just to lose.
Me too.
That helps us out,
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a spite. I could be wrong. Final one before Chargers. The Super Bowl rematch. Eagles, Chiefs. Chiefs 2.5-point favorite. Travis Kelce got kissed on the mouth this week. So he could have, what's that sickness you get called from kissing? You know what I'm talking about? Pneumonia?
Mono.
Is that
Mono.
Mono.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
What did Josh say? What did you say?
Yeah, I don't know. What'd you say?
I said AIDS.
I thought he said AIDS. I was like, did I hear him say AIDS? Who says that?
I know. I just watched Forrest Gump the other day. It just popped in my head. Sorry. Anyways, do you know Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce are brothers?
I heard
You guys
Really?
know that? Do you know? Do you know that their mom wears a split jersey that has half Eagles and half Chiefs? Have you guys seen that
Oh, that's
before?
cool. Has that ever been
No
done before?
way.
No, it's never been done. She's the first. Donna's the first. It's freaking awesome, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs. I'm gonna go Chiefs. They're coming off of a bye week. Patrick Mahomes has been not as great as we're usually used to him being. His receiving core also sucks ass. So I'm gonna go Patrick Mahomes has a huge game, and that Eagles secondary is not great.
That's interesting. You went that way. I am so waiting for Taylor Swift to say, Travis, I'm tired of watching you get hurt. I want you to retire. Why would you do this, sweetheart? Well, look how much money we have combined. You need to stop playing in this league. Like, I really hope she talks him into retiring. Would be fantastic. I'm going Eagles in this game. It's a hate game. It's we got ripped off. There's a crappy field. We were playing on ice. We couldn't even get a sack in the Super Bowl. Ridiculous. The Chiefs do it with smoke and mirrors every week. I don't think you can do it with smoke and mirrors against a talented team like the Eagles. I'm going Eagles.
Going Chiefs and the under. Two pretty good defenses in this one. Both, I think, maybe improved from last year. And I really like that spot for that. I think the Chiefs at home is the difference maker in this. So I'm going to take Chiefs 2.5 in that one and the under 45.5. I think that can be a little bit disappointing. Now, to the big daddy of them all, the Los Angeles Chargers. They go to the Midwest. Not the good part of the Midwest. The part of the Midwest that no one wants to go to. The part of the Midwest that what Midwestern people don't claim or are ashamed that is a part of it. Wisconsin. Green Bay, Wisconsin, the face. Jordan Love and disgusting Packers. Chargers, 3-point favorite. Over under 44. Josh, what do we have? Do you think the Chargers cover?
Yeah, they're gonna be blowing backs out all day. I think the Chargers win this game big. It's not even gonna be close.
All right,
Cameron Dicker, 4 field goals. So I already said the tight ends are going to combine for 2 touchdowns. Cameron Dicker is going to have 4 field goals. All right, that's my claim right here. Excuse me. Chargers are going to win this game big. I think the Chargers are going to put it together because they beat up on bad quarterbacks, and they're going to do it again.
Absolutely. There's nothing in Wisconsin better than Los Angeles. And look, I'll tell you right now, Green Bay fans, because I know there are Green Bay fans that will tune into the show to wonder what's being said about their team because they're freezing their asses off in that state. Look, get off your asses, Packer fans. Show us what you got because the Lions stepped up. Other teams stepped up. Their fan bases sit there and they told us what we thought. And then guess what? You guys fell in love with the show, didn't you? You're still here. Lions fans are still there.
Yeah.
We see you. We see you. It's all right. Some Jags fans, you're still there. That's all right. I'll say it right now. It's what we're all thinking. Chargers are going to blow them out. I have no doubt in my mind. It's going to be a bad day if you're a Packer fan. You might not even want to go to the game or sell your season tickets to that game.
That's true.
That's right. Making enemies all over the place.
Yeah, no, we definitely are. We're there. And thank you guys for staying and subscribing. We always appreciate it. I'll go Chargers to cover here as well. Jordan Love throws 2 interceptions. I think that's he's just going to give the ball to the Chargers. Chargers take advantage of that. I do think it's going to be an under game, though. I'll take the under of the 44. Chargers red zone offense versus their red zone defense is going to be the clash of the Titans. Chargers red zone offense obviously is ranked pretty high right now, but let's also remember they lucked out last game. They could have had 2 4th-down stops. They didn't get lucked out with penalties. So just something to keep in mind. But I do think the Chargers cover in this one. And they leave Wisconsin. They never come back. And they sure as hell don't eat any of their cheese.
There you go. I'm comfortable with that. We're all good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this. There aren't too many games that we look forward to and go, I'm confident. We're telling you right now, it's guaranteed to win Sunday. Make sure you tune in after the game to find out exactly what we saw and what we predicted to see how close we were. But we think it's going to be a good day. If you're a Charger fan, you don't want to miss this game. It's going to be awesome. Please don't wear the yellow pants.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, I think you got a couple shows to do before you can wish everybody happy Thanksgiving.
Got 3 more shows left.
Yeah, let me rephrase that. I'm celebrating with my Thanksgiving with my family on Saturday. And we're doing a double action. It's the Thanksgiving and my birthday, so I'm wishing people Thanksgiving early.
So for really, Valentine's Day too. I mean, what the hell? Your birthday's in December. We're mid-November.
Yeah. Listen. When you look Mrs. Heron in the eye and she tells you to do something, you do it. And I would. That's true. I don't want to be on the wrong side of Lisa. That's for sure. Yeah. But man, I don't understand your guys' decision making. Did you guys grow up on 3 Mile Island? What the hell's going on over there? We got a big family. We got everyone there, so you got to do it a week early.
I got you. And I appreciate you, Pops, letting you use the office. That's a big move.
Yeah. Everyone leave your comment of what you think of the office. Improvements, anything like that. I'll forward them to him.
Your dad's a big reader. There's a lot of books back there.
Dude, there's no way in hell he's read any of these. Like, I'm telling you that right now.
How many of those have Judy Blume as the author?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think 4 of them are just Bibles, which I don't know why he has 4 Bibles. They say the same thing.
They all say the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? The scripture doesn't change.
That's the funniest thing you ever said, dude. That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. All right.
Should we walk through 4 of the books? There's some funny ones in there.
Oh, my gosh. That's too funny. All right. We'll be back on Sunday after this Charger game. Make sure you tune in. Looking forward to talking about this game. Looking forward to watching this game. Look, if YouTube, please keep subscribing. We're trying to run those numbers up. And actually, we got to think of a new punishment for us, as we did follow through. We took our shirts off last one. We got to think of a new punishment if you guys continue to subscribe and run those numbers up. We'll have to figure out what the next milestone is. Is it 2,000? Is that what we're aiming for? Before we do the next big thing?
1,500?
1,500? Yeah. You got it. You got it. We'll go that route. If you listen to the Odyssey app, Bolt City Podcast, we appreciate it. But again, please leave the comments. This is what we want on when we do these shows right before the games. Please write down your score prediction. Even if you don't have a question or you leave a comment, just do your score prediction at least to get an idea if you can nail that score. I'll give a final score right now, guys. I'm going 38-7 Chargers.
Go 34-10.
Okay.
I'm going to go 21-13.
21-13. Okay. All right. So there you go. Those are our predictions. We want to see yours
Wait, hold on,
as well.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I said Cameron Dicker needs 4 field goals. My score wouldn't make any sense at all. Hold on. 40-10.
40-10. All right.
Yeah.
Now we're there.
Yeah, now we're there. All right. Thanks, guys.
That's too funny. All right. So for Mario Heron, are you still reading your dad's books?
I'm trying to find a really funny title in there, but there's not a lot of entertaining ones.
Who's the funny one in your family? Your mom or your dad?
Ooh, that's a good question. Lisa will talk your ear off. Kurt's got some good zingers in him. He's got some good one-liners. He can't tell like his story though, because he laughs before he tells it, and he looks like he's about to have a heart attack. So he like, they're like, dude, we're gonna call the ambulance.
He's like Marty McFly's dad.
Yeah. He takes the life alert from his dad and he starts pressing it because he remembers the story from someone's wedding.
All right. So for Mario Heron, Josh Pele, I'm Dave Pele. We'll see you Sunday.